Micah Parsons. We'll see what happens with the Cowboys and Micah. Why are they clearing all this cap space, redoing Dak's deal, CD's deal, $50 million in cap space, if not to prepare for, Parsons' deal? What are I mean, Jerry's like, Steven's like, we're going to be selectively aggressive. Jerry's like, aggressive is maybe too aggressive a word. I mean, what can you tell me about what's going on in Dallas?
Well, Mike is on his fifth-year option.
Right.
So his cap number is the full amount of his P5 salary, which is like $24 million or something like that. So an extension with Micah in terms of 2025 cap space will actually drive his number down. It will free up more space this year if and when they're able to get a Micah deal done.
Exactly. Which normally means they won't do that. You know what I mean? Because how many times have we said, hey, this would actually be helpful to do it now? And then they don't. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
the rare deal they got done was Osa Odigizua, but he also took a deal that in year one paid him $4 million under the franchise tag. It was a very team-friendly deal. Obviously, Osa wanted the security. He wanted to be a Cowboy. He took that deal. People can look at that and say, well, why can't Micah go that fast? Well, the difference is like sometimes, I remember a GM told me long ago, you can only do deals with the guys who want to do deals. Osa Odigizua clearly wanted to do a deal, which is why that one got done for 4 years and $80 million when two tags would have paid him 55 over two, and he could have gotten back out into the marketplace. With Micah, they have got all the reason in the world for him and his agents to be patient through this thing because there's no rush. Everyone believes that eventually he's going to be the highest paid linebacker. Now, to get back to your original question, why are the Cowboys clearing all this cap space? Think of the number of positions, Rich, that potentially they're going to need to replenish in free agency. Rico Dowdle is a free agent. You're going to have to do some things at the running back spot, which Rico, when he got the opportunities last year, was pretty good, but they need more. They don't envision, him, if he comes back, being the 400 carry back. You're going to need to do some things at that spot. Wide receiver, opposite CeeDee Lamb. Brandon Cooks is a free agent. You're going to need to do more. I know they traded the 4th-round pick to get the receiver from Carolina last year, Mingo. That's kind of an experiment. That's a project. They're going to have to do something at the wide receiver spot. You just had Zach Martin retire, so you're going to have to address the offensive line. Defensively, you played with a bunch of young guys last year. You got some free agents like Jordan Lewis, who if he leaves, you're going to have to replace. DeMarcus Lawrence is a free agent. So what are you doing with those edge rusher spots? You're also playing a new scheme now with Matt Eberflus coming in. That's more of a scheme where you're going to invest in different positions than what you might have been doing in past years with Mike Zimmer and Dan Quinn. So there's a lot of different spots. They're going to need to do, some things in free agency here, as much as I know Jerry said something along the lines of, we're not going to use free agency to fill our holes. That's kind of what you do in free agency. You don't want to build through free agency, but if there's spots you can't address in the draft, that's when you do it. That appears to be what they're doing more than anything here. Dak's deal is built to every year tip it over. He's not giving up any money. Same thing with CeeDee Lamb. People misunderstand restructures. They're not pay cuts. You are converting salary to signing bonus, which can be prorated for cap purposes over the remaining years of the deal. That means, Rich, short-term flexibility. It also means somewhere out there, and the Cowboys have dealt with this before, every dollar you spend hits the cap eventually. So you're paying the piper years down the road, which makes clear the Cowboys are looking at this saying our window to win with this sort of top-heavy roster is right now. How much do they do? I would anticipate it's more than last year, but that's a pretty low bar to clear.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.